Leaders who are attending the inaugural African Climate Summit, they signed a historic document that you'll probably hear about, being referred to as the Nairobi Declaration. That document aims to bring them to the table to find the solutions that we need to the climate change crisis. CGTN's Wilkista Nyabo spoke to a member of an indigenous community who shared her view on how they can incorporate the voices of groups affected by climate change.
It has been a very different experience. And it's like having a COP. This is seeing the African governments come together to discuss issues concerning Africa for the first time has been amazing. And the side events that are discussing different issues that affect Africa in general. And the most spectacular event was seeing an indigenous person on the stage speaking about indigenous issues.
Now, you are representing an indigenous community, Kenya's Maasai community. What were your hopes for Africa's inaugural climate summit?
All the hopes and dreams are not hopes and dreams anymore. That implementation is done. And that implementation should not be something that is imposed on communities, something that's not is imposed on indigenous people. It is something that they should take part from the beginning and have a say, a seat at the table. Because if you are talking about intellectual capability, there are intellects within the indigenous community. And the declaration, we will scrutinize it, we will read it. We are indigenous, we value our culture, but we have gone to school and we can actually go through the declaration word by word and see if whatever has been spoken has been printed on that document and will be implemented. That's the most important part. We've been saying these things for the longest time possible. We've been having dreams, we've been having hopes. It's time for action now. When they talk about climate financing, we want to see how that dollar is going to be trickle down to the pocket of the community, the person at the grassroots level. Because the effects of climate change hit them differently. You know, we live at the grassroots level. We are pastoralists. We are hunter-gatherers. We have different livelihoods as indigenous people, and the effects of prolonged droughts, the effects of floods, all the effects that are coming as a result of climate change hit us differently. It hits our livelihoods. The communities are trying to diversify livelihoods. For example, the Maasais, we are pastoralists, but we are trying to get into farming. You know, so we do agriculture and livestock keeping. So diversifying livelihoods in order to just adapt to the effects of climate change. So when that is acknowledged, when that is seen as an effort, then the governments will just have to come down to the communities, build their capacity even more, and help facilitate the diversification of livelihoods. And that will help in the adaptation to climate change.
Leaders have talked in detail about the importance of securing mitigation funds. What would such funds mean to your community?
We're approaching COP28, 28 years of hoping, dreaming. I think for this 28th year and going forward, it's about time to take action. And I wish to see that action, like how actionable that declaration is and how that person at the grassroots level, the indigenous person, is involved. You know, if you're talking about things that affect us, I think it's only fair that we are at the table.